Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday night's coverage of SimRace South Africa's GT3 series. This is a 2021.1, the SA simGT series, round 2, division 2 from Silverstone tonight. It's me, Alan Patterson, in the booth, and I think we're going to have some interesting racing. You catch us with just on 12 minutes of qualifying left to go. I've been playing around with some volume controls to try and improve some of the ambiance and the car engine notes. So just let me know if everything's okay or if it might be too loud or not. But yeah, so as we see currently, cameras following Mr. Stefan Herbst around the track from S&J Racing, and Stefan currently at the top of the log in his Bentley, 1:57.9. That's a mega time for Division 2, and a good half a second ahead of the whole field. It's very close behind him with Henry Roux currently sitting in the pits in a splendid liveried Lexus for Peter Keldernace's team, the Sim Racing crew. Henry doing he's 5/10 back, 158.4 his best. Third is Craig Hunter in his Ferrari. Craig Hunter 158.491. Fourth place, Leon Schroeder, who's currently sitting in the pits. Leon in a McLaren. Leon, 158.5. So second, third, fourth, fifth are all 158.4, 158.4, 158.5, 158.5. So very close. Andries Oosthuizen up into fifth place now in his Ferrari, and he's also 158.5. Ronald Childs in sixth place, first of the Aston Martins, and Ronald Childs at a 158.8. Sixth place, Chris DeSantis, 158.8. Hang on, the screen's just updating, so we've had a big change quickly now. Diobel Corso's just bumped up into sixth place, a 158.5. Chris DeSantis currently in the pits in seventh, 158.7. Ronald Childs in eighth place in the Aston on 158.8, and that's it. So first to ninth place is first to 10th, 11th. Yeah, there's a good couple of them actually, all above 2-minute lap times. We go right down to Michael Oosthuizen in 20th, who is on a 2-minute lap time. Brent Lindsay Ray, a big fan of a couple of people, including our other lead commentator Daniel Haynes. Brent running in the Jaguar tonight. Yassine Manuel 159.7 in one of the big Evo Mercedes-Benz. Warren Linde in 17th, Dirk Brand, etc. So big mix and match of cars here, as we can see on the grid. Bentley, I count only one Bentley here tonight. Lexus, I think there's 3 or 4. 3 of them. 1 Jag, 4 Ferraris, 3 McLarens, 1 Sol Lamborghini. Mark Henneberry in his Lamborghini, currently in 7th place. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mercedes-Benz, 6 Mercedes, 5 Mercedes. So a bit of a mixed match. No Porsches as expected. No Audis, no Hondas, no Nissans. So kind of boiling down to 4 or 5 manufacturers at the moment. Right, so just under 8 minutes to go, and Stefan Herbst currently at the sharp end of the stick, but sitting in the pits, as is Henry Roux. Third place man, Craig Hunter, For Flying Gypsy's Apollo team, he just ran wide through turn 1, so he's abandoned that lap. YouTubes, good evening to everybody. Adrian Bond, who was very early there. Adrian, how's it, Adrian? Sus, hello, sir. Good evening, Mr. Jason Holden Jones, how are you? Tristan van de Venter, good evening. Endrin, how's it, buddy? Louis Lewitz is here, Sean Bingham's here. Great to have you all on board. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, it should be some good racing. With 7 minutes, just under 7 minutes to go. Some more people are rolling out to go and give it another go. Hopefully the track is rubbering in and there's providing a little bit more grip. Let's go and see. Oh, as I select a car, they go out of bounds. So Anthony Wilson, Francois Erasmus is in the pits. Mark Henneberry's out in his Lambo. We're going to have a look and see if we can pick up some live Delta times. So Mark 2/10 down. So we'll jump around and see who we can find that's up or down. Warren Linder. Warren Linder's up by a tenth, almost 2/10 as he comes through the last corner onto the start finish straight now in his McLaren. So he's going to bump up maybe from 15th. Oh, and he's just losing all that time through that last chicane. So no, he doesn't go anywhere. Michael Oosthuizen hammering his way up the long straight. He drops down a little bit. Yassine Manuel also in a Merc and also 10th up. He's following Michael Oosthuizen around the track, as you see. So we'll follow them and see if he can, if Yassine can carry this to the line. Very close to his Delta, almost 2/10 up as they went through that, as they went through the chicane. Johan on the YouTube's, how's it, buddy? Glad to have you here. Louis Lewitz shouting for Mr. Preuss. Go Sim Stuff Racing. Janneman Preuss currently in 14th place in the Yellow Designs Sim Stuff Racing Aston Martin. Janneman currently 4/10 down on his Delta here, so we'll come back to him. Chris DeSantis is half a second up on his Delta. Let's see if he can carry this through. He's my partner in the team events for PWSR, and Chris showing better pace than I did in the Lexus, that's for sure. So let's see if he can get this to the line. Chris currently in 10th place, a 158.7 and 4/10 up. So if he can get this to the line, he's going to go to 8th place. Right, coming around the last corner, and it's pretty much just a little chicane to the start finish line. He's gone up to 6/10. So Chris picked up a bit of time through here. This should be good. Almost 7/10. And there's the line. Chris goes nowhere at the moment. I don't know what happened there. Still in 10th place, unless he went out somewhere. Right, let's go and see who else is on a flyer. Jeff Carr at the moment. He's just started a lap as he comes through finishes Maggots and Beckett's. And yeah, he's pretty much static on his Delta. Everyone pretty much sitting in the pits. Stefan Herbst, quickest man on the track in the Bentley, and not on this lap at the moment, so we'll see how he gets along. Just under 3 minutes to go of quali. We have a 75-minute race this evening. From experience and what I saw on Monday, it is possible to run a full stint to double stint tires. You do have to put in petrol. You do have to do a minimum splash and dash. There's no minimum amounts of fuel, but you do have to put fuel in. So whether it's 1 litre or 50 litres, you've got to do a fuel stop. So we'll see if anybody has any interesting strategies tonight, possibly early pitting, quick pitting and double stinting tires and running to the end, or running 3/4 or even more of the race and doing a splash and dash towards the end of the race. I have on my timing screen 22 people here this evening. Graham Stoppel, the last of the 22. Graham Stoppel racing for Mad Panda Motorsport. 1:57.7 to 2 minutes and 2. That's 58. So it's 2.2 seconds for 22 cars. It's pretty close. Good times. Stefan Herbst definitely out on his own here. He is now 7/10 clear of Henry. Henry in the pit. Craig Hunter is out on the track. He's trying to update his position. He's currently a 10th up on his delta. So let's see how he carries this along. 40 seconds left. So pretty much everyone's resigned themselves to their current positions. We've only got a handful of cars on the track, in fact 4 or 5 cars. Craig Hunter's out, Chris DeSantis is out. Craig Hunter's a little bit down on his delta, but we'll come back to him. Chris DeSantis, he is 3/10 up on his delta at the moment. Further down, Moritz Krokamp in a Evo Merc for MJ Racing, and he's up on his delta as he comes onto the start finish line. Moritz currently 16th. Let's see if he improves here. And he stays where he was, 16th, so no change there. Anybody else on a quick lap? Yassine Manuel, he's retired his lap. Graham Stoppel. Alright, so he's retired his lap. Brent Lindsay Rain, the Jag. And that's that. So, here we go for a warm-up session. I'm going to take a very fast ad break and I'll be back with you shortly. Stand by. Right, back with you. The whole field's on the grid. There's a helicopter view with just on 2 minutes to go. We'll try and do a quick flyby past all the cars here. So Stefan Herbst in the Bentley, Henry Roux in the Lexus, Craig Hunt in his Ferrari, Liam Schroeder in the McLaren, Jeff Carr in the Ferrari. Andries Oosthuizen in the Ferrari. Here's Dierwald Kotze in the McLaren. Wilson in the Aston Martin. Mark Henneberry in his Lamborghini. We've got Chris DeSantis in the Lexus. A. Kasim in a Lexus. That's Ashraf Kasim. Next to him is Charles in the Aston. Antonucci in the Mercedes. Preuss in the Aston. Linda in the McLaren. Krokkamp in his Mercedes. Brunt in the Gulf-coloured Aston. Next to him is Oosthuizen in the Mercedes. Yassine Manuel in a Mercedes. Graham Stoppel in a Mercedes. Brent Lindsay-Ray in the Jag. And Mark Hansen at the back of the grid in the Ferrari. So that's the whole grid for us. Let's get our cameras working. They're now about to go for a slow pace lap, which will be single file. And the start, however, has been changed for 2021 as it was in the first round. They will then line up double file, and the starts are double file as they are in normal racing circumstances. So guys need to just be a little bit patient as they come into turn one. Just watching the field as they come through Maggots and Beckett's. Full Div 2 field of 22 cars here this evening, so we should have some good racing here. Hanger straight and then up through Stowe as they come down through Vale. It's a tricky little section, this little left-right chicane. It's also the entrance to the main pits and the new start, the Grand Prix start-finish line at least. And this is named after Mr. or Sir Lewis Hamilton, actually. Stefan Herbst keeping the field well bunched up, as we can see from this angle. Now coming through this quick section through Abbey, this is gear down and hold your breath and hope the car setup works well, because it's pretty quick through there, through farm and then here into village and the loop section. Another tricky section which can make or break your lap. You can either make up a lot of time or you can have a whole lot of drama coming through here. Thanks to everybody joining us on the YouTube channel. War Machine, how's it? Johan VDV, good evening, welcome. We're almost ready to get going here, boys and girls. Anybody interested in possibly getting involved in some racing, feel free to come and have a look at www.simracesa.co.za. Right, Mr. Herbst is slaying everybody down now. He's trying to, everyone's got to fall into single file. They would have got instructions on their multifunction display. So they've all got to line up left and right, and hopefully everybody is in the right position when the lights turn green. So, oh, I've got Francois Erasmus in the pits for some other reason. Not too sure if he maybe had a disconnect or I don't know. Anyway, we're getting ready. They're at the line. Lights are red. Lights are red. Green they go. Here we go. It's a start. It's a good start. Through turn one, everyone kind of slots into the positions. And here they come towards us. Maggots and Beckett's ahead. And cars are already defending in the background, as you can see. Herbst getting away in the Bentley already. Rue chasing him in his Lexus. Then it's Hunt in the Ferrari. Shred in the McLaren and car. And Oosthuizen in the other Ferraris. With Mark Henneberry going around the outside of the Ferrari in his Lamborghini further back. They all look good as they go up the straight. Oh, some signboards lying in the track. But here we go. Everyone's getting round. Everyone coming through, well, the lead is coming through Stowe and down Vale. So far, so good. Now, the Bentley's front engine cars do very well, as we see in the background. That's Chris going very wide in the PWSR Lexus. Hopefully, does manage to get back on the track. The Bentley and the Lexus are stretching their legs here. Herbst on his first lap having a very clean lap. Rue is chasing him 1.1 seconds back, and then it's half a second back to Craig Hunt in his Ferrari. Here you can see them coming towards us now as they come down the Wellington Straight. I can't see big position changes on the grid, so I think everybody's managed to get away more or less. There's been a couple of position changes from the start, but let the drivers settle down and get going. Okay, we're going to start looking around the field. We've got Craig Hunter attacking the back of Henry Rue, so he's very close as they go over the line for the first lap. Everyone can breathe a bit easy now and get into their comfort zone. Craig Hunter runs very deep through turn one, has to pull it back in behind Henry Rue. So he would have got an off-track excursion for that, but we don't know if it was a penalty. Oh, and he's lost it. Oh, Mr. Hunter just gets it all sideways. Oh, and there's a McLaren also with him. Right, here they come. They're getting back on the track. He's doing well to stay out of people's way. Oh, there goes Brent Lindsay Ray in the Jag. Kind of managed to get going again, so there's the first commentator's curse. Can't believe that happened. Let's go back up to Henry Rue. Henry Rue in the SRC Sim Racing Crew Lexus, looking at the back of Stefan Herbst. This gap, oh, as Henry runs a bit deep there, so this gap is 1.6 seconds. Oh, some Dyson going on in the back here. Let me go and select them. It's Mark Henry. Oh, Chris DeSantis has turned round in the Lexus. Oh, he's right in the middle of the track there. Okay, he's managed to get it going. Didn't get hit by the looks of things. Everyone avoided him, so Chris has got some work to do. He's fallen a ways down, so we'll wait for the timing screens to update. Mark Henneberry in the Lamborghini, he has in fact passed Andries Oosthuizen, so Mark Henneberry moves up into 4th place. Trying to keep on top of what I can see. I recognized Dirk Brand's Aston, the golf colored Aston, and he's looking to attack the back of Ronald Childs. As the two Astons come round onto the start-finish line, here comes a whole train of cars. I do have Francois Erasmus in the pits. I'm going to quickly see what's up here. No, I can't select him. I don't think he's in the race anymore. So I think Francois is disconnected, or he's not on the server. Okay, back up to the front. Stefan Herbst. And that gap is already 3 seconds over Henry Roux in his Lexus. So Stefan Herbst running away. Jeff Carr in third place in the Ferrari. Mark Henneberry further back in fourth place. Let's go further down the field and see what's going on. Nicky Pearson, good evening on the YouTube. Oh, Warren Linda's got a drive-through already in 16th place. So, not too sure what happened there. He could have had 4 off-track excursions, I guess, already in 2 laps. He could have. Brent Lindsay Ray in the Jag, 15th at the moment, so he's managed to go past a good 6-7 cars. Jag running for Odin Racing, Team Odin Racing. Oh, and there's 2 cars here. That's Dirk Brandt. Dirk Brandt, sorry, in the Gulf Aston. His header coming together, comes back onto the track. He's not in anyone's way, so did a good job there. He was racing with the red Aston, I believe, but I don't know if that was the red Aston. Yeah, Warren Linda having to do a drive-through very soon, very shortly. So where's it close? Right, Wilson. Anthony Wilson in his Aston, Logistical Nightmare, and he is 4/10 off the back of Andries Oosthuizen in the Ferrari as they come up to Maggots and Beckett's. The Aston looking a little bit leery as he came into the start of the complex, but he's gathered it all up very quick through Maggots and Beckett's. As you can see, he's all over the back of the Ferrari, and if he's in the draft, there's going to be a position change happening by the time they get up to Stowe. Sus saying on the YouTube that Francois seems to have had a power failure. That's why he's gone. That's bad luck there, man. Sus, thanks for the update there. Everyone shouting for Janneman. Let's go and see how he's doing. Janneman in 8th place for Sim Stuff Racing. He's had a tremendous start to the race. There's the red Aston Martin just ahead of him. So it was Ronald Childs. Oops, a little bit of a ping network issue there. He was having the dice with Dirk Brandt earlier. So looks like Ronald Childs might have survived better than Dirk Brandt, but I could be mistaken. We never saw that happen. Janneman in 8th place. I can't remember where he started, but certainly doing very well. Right, so Warren Linda probably on his 2nd lap with this drive-through that is hovering over his head. And if he doesn't complete that within 3 laps, he will get a disqualification. So he will definitely have a message on his screen, and his pit crew will be telling him that he's got to complete a drive-through. So let's go and see what else is going on. Mark Henneberry again in a very big race here. He is having a huge race here with Brent Lindsay Ray. Brent in the Jag, he's thought better of it just before Maggots and Beckett's. So Brent lifts off. Mark Henneberry in the Lambo running the only racing line through this complex. Now they come out onto the hangar straight, and Brent's going to try and push harder. Just behind him, there's also a good dice. It looks like Antonucci. Antonucci's all over the back of Hunter's Ferrari. So here comes a dive also as they come up to Stowe. Oh, brakes. Oh, that was too optimistic from Antonucci, and he's He hasn't turned it round, but he has slid off the track. So now Warren Linde has a stop-go 30. That could have been for speeding in the pit lane, I guess. So Warren Linde's race is just going from bad to worse. I think he has just come out of the pits and he obviously or must have sped. But let's see how his race goes. Ronald Charles, very close on the back of Leon Schroeder in the McLaren. Ronald Charles racing for Team BWR slots. And as you can see, as a trainer cars down the Wellington Straight. Everyone kind of getting spaced out. Gaps forming in between the cars. Oh, Ronald getting a little bit of a squiggly as he comes through Brooklands and Luffield. Jason Holden-Jones saying the Lindsay Ray versus Hennebury dice is going to be hectic. I agree. We will keep our eye on that. Brent Lindsay Ray in the Jag. He's fallen off by half a second. Krista Santos down in 16th, busy driving back through the field after having a turnaround on the new main straight. Lexus looking very scrapped up on the side, so he must have a little bit of damage to the handling of the car. Stoppel, Graham Stoppel in 17th place. Mad Panda Motorsport, and he is all over the back of Mark Hansen's Ferrari. That's a terrible camera, I'm sorry. And he goes around the outside of Mark Hansen as he goes through Stowe. So Mark not giving it up, but Graham's made the pass and goes up into 16th place. And Warren Linde is in the pits for his stop-go. Terrible start for Warren. Oosthuizen has already pitted, as you can see, so he is at the back of the field, but he has done his pit stop, so he might look like he's going to try and drive to the end in his Mercedes. We're going to go up to Jeff Carr in 3rd place. Jeff Carr all over the back of Henry Roux, so this is the Ferrari on the back of the Lexus. Jeff Carr wanting to improve his position, racing for Flying Gypsies Apollo. Just looking at the gaps at the moment, everything's pretty even. Nothing major going on. Ronald Childs also half a second back with his dice with Schroeder. Wilson with Oosthuizen, etc. So Stefan Herbst in the Bentley on 6 laps is his best, a 1:58.8 in race pace. That's with a pile of fuel on, I'm assuming. Henry Roux doing a 1:59.4. Jeff Carr here in the Ferrari looking left, right and left and right on the back of Henry Roux. Jeff Carr doing a 1:59.1, so clearly quicker. And Andries Oosthuizen in 4th place, his best at 2.00. So Warren Linde has now come out the pits and he's still got a stop-go 30. It's seriously a nightmare race for Warren. Whatever's going on, I don't know. Oh, Jeff Carr leaves his braking really late as we watch him behind Henry Roux. Henry Roux running a defensive, and Jeff, he's trying to find a much higher speed drive out of that, and he has. This is a great drive out of the corner as they come down Wellington Straight. Jeff going to throw it down the inside. Is Henry going to defend? Oh, Henry just takes his line, but he runs deep, and Jeff now has to turn in sharper. He's now next to him as they go around the outside of Luffield. He's backed out of that one, but Jeff definitely wanting to get past. We'll come back to this. Craig Hunter and Dirk Brunt with Kasim in his Lexus just behind him. Ooh, Craig Hunter almost didn't stop that Ferrari in time. That was almost the back of Dirk Brunt's Aston. And he's now lost 2 places, and he's just hit the back of Chris DeSantis. So Craig Hunter getting a little bit exuberant in the Ferrari. Does slow down, lets Chris get going, and Chris manages to hold on, and off they go for another lap. Right, Warren Linder is now just exited the pits, and he has now got rid of all of his penalties. They are clear. There was 3 pit stops for Warren, and he still has to do another one to actually do his legitimate pit stop. Wow, bad luck there, buddy. All right, Wilson. Oh, Westhuizen battling to get the Ferrari stopped, half on the grass. Wilson for a logistical nightmare. The Aston also getting a bit squiggy with the V8 power, but he's got a good drive. Down the Hamilton straight, here they come. They're going to come through Abbey and then Farm. Sass on the YouTube saying Craig's carrying aero damage. The Fezzers aren't very fond of aero damage. Yes, you talk with experience there, Sass. Okay. I want a... not that camera. There's another camera I'm looking for, but it's not showing up here. The chase camera behind the car. Mark Henneberry all over the back of Moritz Krokamp's Mercedes. So Mark attacking, he's managed to drive away from Brent by 5 seconds already. So let's see how Mark deals with Moritz Krokamp's Merc. Yeah, some very cool dices going on all the way up and down the field. Oh, there's a McLaren. Oh no, what is going on? Mark's all over the track there. I wasn't avoiding the McLaren, but they've managed to pass the McLaren. I think that wasn't Warren Linder. It was that Kotze. No, it's not Kotze either. That was Schroeder. It was. So Leon Schroeder from 6th place spun his yellow McLaren after turn 1, and he's just dropped 5 positions down to 10th. So that was a little bit of an issue. Right, back to Anthony Wilson. This is the closest race at the moment on the track, but I am watching all the gaps. Anthony looking left and right to try and get on par with Westhuizen's Ferrari. Go to the cockpit view. You hear the rumble of this V8. Oh, Westhuizen hits a bit of the curb there. At least Westhuizen. Anthony Wilson now trying to get a good drive as they come now down the Wellington Straight. He's it's not close enough yet, but he's certainly pushing, and Westhuizen's watching in the mirrors. Making sure that the audio is there. You should be able to hear the engine and everything good. And they go over the line to begin their 9th lap. Westhuizen brakes, Wilson follows suit. They miss the apex. Wilson's late to get back on the petrol. And here they come into Maggots and Beckett's. Just behind them, Ronald Childs in his Aston Martin. So we've got Astons 5, 6 and 7. Joneman Price now up into 7th place. A bit further back down the track, 4 seconds. There he is in the distance. But he's coming along strong. Westhuizen running defensive. Now swings out. Wilson follows suit. He's outbraked himself and runs wide as they come through Stowe. Sorts it out. And while this is all happening, I'll tell you what, Ronald Childs is closing in. So Ronald Childs is coming to the party at a huge rate of knots. Wow, he's like right there already. I think we're watching the wrong car now. Ronald Childs is going to want to go right past Mr. Wilson if he's not careful. And in the distance, we've also got Mark Henneberry all over the back of Mr. Crocomp. As you can see them coming in the distance there. So I've got a couple of dices that I'm trying to cover here, and I'll jump around and hopefully we'll get all of the action. The action. Ronald Childs chasing now. This is giving Oosthuizen a little bit of a gap because Wilson's now looking behind him. Wilson runs deep but tightens the car up. Ronald gets a better drive through there as they come through Lovefield now onto the start-finish straight. I don't really regard this Woodcote as a corner. It's flat out through here, but it is. War Machine on YouTube, he's definitely shouting for Janneman. Janneman in 7th. He's 4 seconds back, having a bit of a lonely drive, but he is in 7th place. So it's all going to come down to pit stops just now. We'll see what strategies all the guys are running. But I'm going to stay with these guys for now. Carr up in 3rd place. He's 7/10 off the back of Henry Roux. So Jeff Carr pushing hard in the Ferrari as well. Oh, here we go. Anthony Wilson is next to the Ferrari, into the braking zone at Stowe. Oh, he's braking hard. Oosthuizen positions the Ferrari exactly where it needs to be, and Ronald Childs also comes around Stowe quickly, and again back onto the tail of Ronald Childs. Astons are very evenly matched on the track today. 3 of them, as you can see there, and also in the background Mr. Crocump's pulled a little bit of a gap over Mark Henneberry's Lambo. Hard braking into Village and the loop. Dirk Brunt, let's go and see what's going on here. Oh, Dirk Brunt all over the back of Brent Lindsay Ray's Jag. Dirk in the Gulf Aston coming around the outside's got to apply heavy braking there. The McLaren of Schroeder recovering. Oh, he's gone up the inside of Dirk. Oh, I think Dirk was napping and just outbraked himself there, and Schroeder's taken advantage of that. But here comes Dirk pushing hard back at him. Oh, there's cars all over the place. Even Chris DeSantis is coming down the inside in the Lexus. Oh, what's going on here? The McLaren runs deep, Dirk runs tight and holds on to the apex. Chris also goes past Kasim, and Dirk's going around the outside of Schroeder, or trying to, and Chris is trying to come up the inside. Right, let's take a breather. Ooh, Kasim looking at the back of DeSantis, and now coming out DeSantis doing defensive moves. Let's go back here. They go around turn 1 next to each other. Chris has to run deep because Kasim was up his inside with the Lexus. And well, they're 3 abreast almost as Stoppel in his Mercedes comes to the party. Chris manages to get through okay, and he is back coming up into 13th. Dirk Brunt on the back of Leon Schroeder, and Brent Lindsay Ray's watching all of this happen in the mirrors. Let me catch my breath. That was a little hectic there. Wilson. Ronald Childs. Here we go. 3. The Ferrari, the Aston, the Aston. It's all still the same. We'll come back to this shortly. Let's go back to Schroeder and Dirk Brunt. Oh, there's good dices all the way up the field. Schroeder, Leon Schroeder is latching onto the back of Brent Lindsay Ray's Jag. This is where all the action happened on the previous lap. Dirk Brunt again runs a little bit deep, but hangs on to the back of Schroeder's McLaren as they drive out of the loop and Aintree. And in the background, Dos Santos is closing in on the back of Dirk Brunt and pulling away from Stoppel, who has now got past Kasim. Jason Gibson on the YouTube also shouting for Janneman, going from, he started 14th and he's in 7th. So Janneman Press has a huge following here. And now watch Schroeder in the McLaren. Brent Lindsay Ray in the Jag is looking in the mirrors. Schroeder in the McLaren drives through turn 1 as they go through Cops and up to Maggots and then Beckett's. Oh, it's all getting busy here. We're going to go to Chris Dos Santos and look forward from his car. And we're looking ahead now at Dirk Brunt as we have Craig Hunter in the pits from 17th. So Craig Hunter pitting at 50 minutes of the 75 minute. And here you can see Dirk Brunt's running wide. So Schroeder's past Brent Lindsay Ray's Jag. Dirk Brunt now looking up the inside and he... Oh, hard braking, and there's contact there, and everyone drives into everybody else. So Dirk Brunt is now stuck on the grass, and Brent Lindsay Ray, and here's the Ferrari on the grass as well. It's all going on here. Oh, so let's try and catch up with I think I've got some of that on a replay. I'm going to have a look and see if we recorded some of that. Oh, we only got the tail end of it, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Okay, so a lot of changes happened there. Jeff, I'm trying to just catch up. Somebody went from up here. That Ferrari's gone. That was the Ferrari that was up here. I think it was Oosthuizen. It was. Andries Oosthuizen has dropped off. So Janneman Price, Ronald Childs, oh, and there's the Lexus as well of, I forget now. So Moritz Krokamp in the pits. We've got Janneman Price now up into 5th place. Janneman Price, okay, Moritz Krokamp in the pits and Graham Stoppel in the pits. So guys running 50-50 type splits are all about to pit now. I agree, Adrian Bond, we're going to have some interesting pit stop strategies spinning out now. There we go, we got 4 cars in the pits, including Brent Lindsay Ray. He had that little coming together with Dirk Brunt. I'm sure there might be a little bit of damage to the Jag, but he's going to get that repaired now anyway. So Mark Henneberry up into 6th. Janneman Price here in the Aston. And now everyone's a good couple of seconds plus apart from each other. Where is Jeff Carr? Jeff Carr is having a huge problem here. Where's Ronald Childs on the track? He's there. Oh, Jeff Carr had a huge moment. He has lost a bunch of time, and Ronald Childs has caught right up to the back of him. So I think Jeff Carr had a turnaround with the Ferrari, or he ran into some sand or something, but he's definitely struggling. Oh, Stoppel gets a stop go 30 for probably speeding in the pit lane, so that's the end of Graham Stoppel's race. He's going to have to come and do a drive through and a stop go and all of that. Kotze, Lindsay Ray still in the pits, so Brent doing a repair on the Jag. He's now just exited the pits, as has Kotze, and they've done their compulsory pit stops. Sus, it was Oosthuizen who spun at the chicane. Thank you. Oh, here's traffic as everyone comes out the pits. Ooh! Sorry about the sound effects. Oh no, and old Brent Lindsay Ray's turned the Jag around, but I see Stoppel's, he's still got the stop go. So where's Brent now? Has he got the car fixed? Is it going? Yes, there he comes. Right, I don't think he had any contact. He's obviously just trying to settle down and weaving around a little bit, but he's in 20th and he's pitted. So from here he's just got to drive back now. A lot of cars going to pit in front of him. Now hang in there, Brent. Mark Henneberry all over the back of Janneman Press. Lamborghini against Aston. This is for 5th place. Ooh, and Mark Henry runs deep onto the new main straight. That'll be an off-track excursion for sure. Just trying to find where the closest dices are. Oh, Antonucci. What is happening here? Antonucci's just got past Mark Hansen. We missed that. But the pass is done and dusted. So Antonucci up into 14th. Henneberry, again, I'm going back up to Mark Henneberry. Mark Henneberry, this gap is 3/10 between Janneman Price and Mark Henneberry. And both of these drivers have to pit still. But they're going on. It's 44 minutes and 30 seconds left of the race of a 75. So 30 minutes, half an hour's completed. Anybody looking at a, sorry, not a 50-50 earlier, but that was an earlier pit stop. Coming up for 50-50 strategies, they're going to be pitting in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Schroeder in the McLaren goes into the pits from 9th, so he's the first to pit from the leading bunch. As this McLaren gets out the way, I think that's Mr. Kotzer down in 19th place. And Mark Henry's got a good run on Janneman Price, hard on the brakes as they go through the top of Stowe. Oh, he runs a little deep there, but he's going to keep his foot hard on it, and that position has changed. Mark Henneberry goes up into 5th, Janneman in 6th. Dirk Brunt and Andries Oosthuizen. Yassine Manuel in 15th place. Oh, him and Mark Hansen in the Ferrari as they go up towards Stowe. Yassine goes up the inside. Stoppel is in the pits for his stop-go 30, so he's now got to sit there for 30 seconds. Yassine Manuel goes past Mark Hansen, and that position change. So Mark Hansen has just dropped 2 positions in 2 laps. Antonucci went past almost in exactly the same place. Moritz Krookamp in the pits again from 17th. So possibly didn't get enough fuel, or I don't know. Right, back up to Ronald Childs in 4th place. Excuse me. Ronald Childs in the Aston, looking at the back of Jeff Carr's Ferrari. Stefan Herbst in the Bentley, still out in the lead. Last lap a 1:59.6, best a 1:58.8. So Stefan Herbst just having a Sunday afternoon drive, but a quick one. Henry Roux, his last lap a 2:08, and his best a 1:59. So Henry had a huge moment somewhere, but he has a lot of daylight between him and Jeff Carr, who we're watching here, who's just run very deep, and now he's going to be running defensive. Ronald Childs once passed, and Jeff Carr's looking in his mirrors. Ronald Childs has a run on him. Nathia Peterson on the YouTube channel shouting for Mr. Yassine. Yassine Manuel doing well, up into 13th in his Mercedes, still got a pit, but he just went past Mark Hansen as we saw just now. Dirk Brunt further back, looking very close on the back of Oosthuizen. Ronald Charles again as he comes down into Brooklyn's left field, last couple of corners. Who's going to pit? Anybody? 40 minutes, so they're almost at halfway mark. No, they all go past. Everyone up to 14th place still got a pit. So interesting strategies here. Dirk Brunt and Andries Oosthuizen onto the start-finish line to start there. And as I say that, Chris DeSantis for my team PWSR comes into the pits. So Chris is pitting from 8th place. So good recovery. He was 22nd after his turnaround early on. So he's driven back up the grid. Dirk Brunt in the Gulf-coloured Aston Martin, looking at the back of Andries Oosthuizen's Ferrari. He gets a good drive. He gets a good drive through Stowe. Looks up the inside, pressing that brake pedal. Oosthuizen watching in the mirrors, but holds on to his racing line. Oh, gets a little bit of a tank slapper there, and Dirk Brunt's got another good drive and tries to carry that over the start-finish line, the new start-finish line. And here they go now through Abbey and Farm, towards Farm at least. Dirk looking one way or another to come past. Not yet close enough in the big Aston, but he's gonna try and make a plan somewhere here. Yeah, he takes a different line to try and get a drive out of the loop through Aintree and onto the Hamilton, the Wellington straight. I beg your pardon. Right, Stefan Herbst, our leader, is in the pits. And Ronald Charles and Jeff Carr. Stefan Herbst is done. He's rolling. Out he goes, and nobody must speed now. If you get a stop go now and you're in this position, you're going to kick yourself. So Ronald Charles in the pits, as is Jeff Carr from 5th and 6th. Dirk Brunt comes into the pits now. Here we go, as well as the McLaren of Warren Linder for his compulsory pit stop. Warren had a nightmare race today. Shame, man. Okay, so Dirk was the closest dice that I was watching. Let me go and see what else is going on out there. So Stefan Herbst currently in net 5th, but he has pitted. So 4 guys ahead of him who still need to pit. Mark Henneberry currently in 2nd place, and Janneman Price at the moment 3rd in his Aston, just behind Mark. So these guys having a good race. They're 11 seconds down the road from Henry Roux in his Lexus, who's currently leading. So that's Mr. Kotzer behind Janneman Price in his McLaren. It's not for position. Dewald Kotzer in 17th place. He's a lap down. And they go over the line for another lap, so they're not going to pit yet. They're probably going to, I don't know, I'm assuming maybe a stop and go towards the end of the race, so nothing happening here at the moment. Schroeder, Leon Schroeder in the McLaren is all over the back of Jeff Carr. Has just come out the pits with Ronald Charles, and this is, oh, and as I say that, Jeff Carr throws it away. Jeff Carr's on his outlap. So, what was all that about? Mark Hansen in his Ferrari gets a stop-go. This is Jeff Carr's first lap out from pitting, so his tyres aren't the best. Or he's trying to get some heat. I don't know what's going on. And we've got 4 in a row in the pits. Wilson, Oosthuizen, Kasim and Manuel. So 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th all hit the pits now. Brent Lindsay Rain 18th. And Mark Hansen, who's carrying a stop-go 30 seconds. So Brent is going to be going past shortly. But he's giving Mark Hansen a whole headache of a whole lot of Jaguar headache right now. Oh, and there's a lick and send it by Brent. Oh, completely overly done, but comes back on the track. He's kind of lifted. Mark Hansen's a little bit okay. They're going. So that's the leader that's just gone through. Yassine Manuel in the pit still. Okay, so Brent's made that pass stick. Mark Hansen running deep in the Ferrari. Sure, it's all happening here. Our leader's in the pits, Mr. Roux. In he comes, as does Mr. Henneberry in his Lambo. So, where is... Janneman Price is now leading the race. All you YouTube fans, here we go. Let's put a beer up for Mr. Janneman Price, who is now in the lead. Excellent stuff. Oh, Janneman got a whole lot of traffic. Mr. Kotze's here in his McLaren, and they're going past a Mercedes, I think, of Mr. Oosthuizen. Sus, you're most welcome to hop in here, buddy. If you finished with work, please do. Mark Henneberry in the pits. So Janneman Price, there he is. You there?
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
I'm fine, thanks yourself.
Awesome. It's been an entertaining race, I must say.
I've had it on one screen while I was working, and I've had to fight the urge to just sit and watch.
It's all good, man. Yeah, it's actually been there's been some very cool, interesting dices going on, and so Janneman Price, as we see on the screen, the only man on the track who hasn't done his pit stop and is getting all the airtime he can right now. The YouTube channel goes mental.
He's been doing well with this Aston, and I think the Aston is one of the cars that is kind of fuel efficient.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he's pushing it till deep into the race for his pit stop.
Exactly. Let him enjoy the fan and the fame while he can. Just looking further back, Ronald Childs. He's been dicing all day, and he's dicing again. He's all over the back of Chris DeSantis. So after the pit stops, Chris now well up into 5th place, but Ronald Childs is pressuring him. So,
I'm trying to find what the gap to Janneman and Stefan is.
Oh, Chris running deep. Too deep. Oh, tight. Oh, tight. Oof. And the McLaren's here. Sorry, guys, I can only make sound effects because this is really close.
It's been immaculate driving from everybody tonight.
There's been one or two little collisions, but in general, it's been very good.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the Oaks really go at it. Oh, and Ronald Childs is going on the outside of left field.
Yeah.
Can he make it stick, though?
And the McLaren's coming with him. He has passed him.
Yo.
So Mr. Childs goes past, but Chris isn't going to let him have that so easily. The McLaren of Schroeder is up the outside now of Chris, and he's going to have to back out as they go through Cops. So lots of racing going on here. What was the question you said just now? The gap between Janneman.
Yes.
How to work that out?
I'm trying to see. From what I can see on my side, it looks like there might be a 5-second gap, but I'm not sure. Unless that's... Oh, actually, that's the gap to the person right behind or just in front. He's surrounded by back markers.
Yeah, it's Kotze that's coming past him or racing with him. So Kotze's kind of trying to unlap himself, but he is obviously quicker. So Janneman's let him go. Jeff Carr's come back into the pits as well.
I think Kotze had taken new tires, and that does help out a lot. I remember on Monday night's race, I messed up my tire, so I had to make a very late pit stop, and I ended up running at about the same pace as the top three. But it was only because they were running on tires that were done. They were doing high 59s, and my fast pace wasn't really that amazing.
It wasn't bad.
No, it was satisfying knowing that I could keep up, because it meant that any other faster Oaks won't necessarily come and lap me. But then, of course, the pressure of it all sets in, and you start making mistakes, and you just get into your own head.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was just trying to focus on getting to the finish line.
All good, man. It was a good race on Monday. Oh dear. So Jeff Carr's now got to stop go 30. He's in the pit serving that. It still amazes me that people miss their pit limiter and then get a penalty.
It's such a small thing, and I made the mistake of not practicing pit stops, but I'm the type who's a bit more cautious, so I ended up probably losing 3 or 4 seconds the first time I went into the pits, not realizing that the line is so late. But if you're not prepared for it, it can really catch you out.
Yeah.
And then it's also the pressure side. If you're not downshifting all the way into second, that can easily catch you out.
That's true. We're just watching Anthony Wilson looking up the outside of Chris DeSantis and goes past him, actually. So Chris struggling here in the latter part of this race, and I think he has... I know he actually didn't change tires. I think he double stinted, so he might be suffering his tires going off.
Yes. Okay, you know because you're his teammate. I know because I'm quickly looking at the driver heads-up display, and it's saying he's on dry number 1, which I'm assuming is the first set that was put on during the race. Yeah.
Although he shouldn't be falling off as much as he is. So his last lap was a 2:05, and I know I drove the whole race with the same set of tires, and I could keep it at 2:0s.
It probably depends on how much he was overdriving the car a bit. He's been involved in quite a few battles, so I'm kind of expecting his tires to be done because of that.
Janneman Price is in the pits. So Stefan Herbst goes past in the Bentley and back into the lead, and unless something major happens, I think he's got this tied up for tonight. Janneman in the pits. Henry Roux, where is he? He's just past him, so Henry Roux goes through turn 1. Cops, and he's heading up to Maggot, so Henry goes back up into second. Janneman's still in the pits, he hasn't moved yet. So we're gonna...
I think he's taking tires now.
He's rolling now, so Janneman is coming out in what looks like 3rd place. Where's Mark Henneberry? Mark Henneberry's... he's gone through Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, no, he's down in 6th position.
Yes. It's not bad. So he was 6th, 5th, and before his pit stop, so he's managed to keep it together, Janneman. So he's out in.
And the reality here is from what I could see, he was standing for quite some time. So my gut is telling me he actually did a tire swap. So he might have some pace now to lay down, depending on what is happening in front of him. To utilize that to his advantage.
And see if he can close the gap to Schroeder.
His car is nice and light. He's got new rubber. It should all just count in his favor now.
Yeah. Good. Well, Louis
It's so
Lutz,
difficult.
Adrian Bond, everyone on the YouTubes, they're all partying it up right now. Can't see any close dices at the moment. Mark Hennebury nicely in third place, but 6 seconds down the road. Ronald Childs not that far back from him.
Closest I'm seeing is Wilson and Janneman. That's
Yes, 7th place. Wilson driving for a logistical nightmare and doing a really great drive.
quickly looking up and down.
Ooh, as I say that, he runs deep and goes into the sand through Woodcote, Luffield Woodcote, and onto the start-finish line. So, all good there for now. Last laps, let's see what's going on. Stefan Herbst, a 158.8. Henry Roux, a 159.4 in his Lexus. Mark Hennebury, a 159.3 in the Lambo. Ronald Childs, a 59.5. Leon Schroeder, a 59.3. Janneman Price, a 59.8. Anthony Wilson, a 59.7. Chris DeSantis, a 59.5. So everyone comfortably lapping sub-2s, 159, mid-59s.
Alan, I might need to correct you there. It looked like you read from the best column, not the last column.
You're right.
Because this was Janneman's first lap out.
Apologies, that was the best column.
6 seconds.
Yep,
So
yep.
I'm waiting for the next lap to see if he's got the pace now.
Cool. Yeah, his last lap at 3:06, obviously his out lap.
12th, Kotze and Manuel, they're less than a second from one another going into Maggots and Beckett's now. I'm not sure if Kotze will be able to pull away here, but Manuel is throwing that car around behind
Manuel's
him.
pushing hard, yeah. They're having a good dice. And both of them having to negotiate traffic as they've been overtaken as well. So at least the guys are having fun all the way up and down the grid. Yassine Manuel currently in 13th, running one of the Richard Mill liveries. Oh, and he throws it over that curb, manages to hold on to it, and comes through Club onto Hamilton Straight, and he's not that far back, as you say, 9/10. They're within a second of...
They're doing about the same lap time.
Commentator's curse, he just spun it as he went through Abbey.
Fire those lasers, Alan.
Let's put a replay on that. Oh dear. ACC replay, go. Here we're seeing coming down Hamilton Straight. Nails Abbey, goes through here as fast as he can. Gets a little bit of a tank slapper before the apex and slides it through the corner. Bad luck there, chap.
So, quick update on Janneman's pace. He did a last lap of 2 minutes dead, well, 2.015.
Yep.
But Wilson is doing a 59.6, so I'm expecting him to maybe be pushing a bit harder. I can't remember. I don't think the tires take like this long to warm up.
No.
The new tire update actually brought in a change that the tires fall. Sorry, let me just rephrase. In the 2019 version of the Pirelli tires, they had this like 3-lap gap where they're just amazing, optimal grip, and they then do a quick drop off and then start fading more gradually.
Okay.
But the 2020 Pirelli tires, they're a lot more consistent. There isn't that initial pace gain that you get from the first 3 laps. So
cool.
I'm not sure if Janneman is still heating everything up and battling maybe with some pressures, because it's really difficult with all of these long straights to get the tires nice and hot. But hopefully he can put some good laps together. I'd like to see the guy at least try and make a move for 5th.
Yeah. Right now he's watching his mirrors because Mr. Wilson's approaching. On the YouTube channel, Philip Minnar saying that Merc is dangerous through Abbey. He knows exactly how that feels. Obviously happened to Philip Minnar as well on Monday night. But here comes Mr. Wilson. This is the closest dice on the track, and they're now half a second apart. 20 minutes, just under 21 minutes to go. So it's been a very...
Wilson is doing extremely well following there through Maggots and Beckett.
Yes.
I found that the most difficult part of the race, just trying to follow consistently.
Oh, he runs it very hot into Stowe, manages to gather it up, and we're watching from the helicopter cam as they thunder down Vale and come towards Club. Oh, and he almost lost that.
I think Wilson cooked his tires there a bit.
Yeah.
It's a nice and warm race today. Quickly see if I can grab some temperatures. Right now the track is sitting at 22 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So it's getting toastier there, and it can catch you out.
Well, he's managed to get through Abbey and Farm and Village and through the loop, okay, so everything seems good for now.
That did push the gap to 1.9 seconds now.
Yeah.
So in 10th position, Kasim is a second off of Oosthuizen. When I saw Oosthuizen spin earlier in the race, I tried to quickly go back and view the replay, but I'm not 100% sure what happened there.
I also only caught the end of that. It was a very strange situation, and he dropped a lot of places. He was, I think, in 5th when it happened.
Yeah, I can't remember who I initially thought it was, but I jumped to them and then backtracked to the replay.
Okay.
Oosthuizen was basically sideways on the road after Vale.
Yeah. Stoppel in 14th. Graham Stoppel closing up on the back of Kotze. This is for 13th and 14th, so these guys still having a good race. Philip saying on the YouTube channel, taking the Merc over the curves onto the grass patch, it can pinch your tires and then you possibly can lose pressures perhaps. Nicky Pearson shouting for Janneman. Janneman's doing great.
yeah, he's definitely doing well. I found what Philip is mentioning, that's only true if your tires aren't running optimal.
Okay.
And the big problem here is you're coming out of Club, a really fast right-hander. You're going through Abbey there with a very fast right-hander. That's enough to get the tires to cool off quite a bit. And if you lose enough pressure, that was actually something that happened to me. I ended up losing. It pinched my tires, and I lost quite a bit of pressure. I was down to like 25 psi, which is ridiculously low.
Yeah.
And it ended up just deciding going back into the pits. But it's the dice rolling the dice of like how hot do you want to run your tires versus how stiff do you want to run them? Do you want to take the risk that if it cools down a bit that you can maybe lose some pressure?
Currently watching Henry Roos. It goes through Maggots and Beckett's quite nice and smooth. Mark Henneberry's 4.5 seconds back. And Henry is 42.8 seconds back from Stefan Herbst in first place in his Bentley. So Stefan's basically driven away from the whole field here. Kasim now, Ashraf in 10th place, looking at the back of Andries Oosthuizen. This is half a second. This is the closest gap at the moment with 16.5 minutes to go. Just up ahead of them, Andries Oosthuizen's also seeing the Lexus of Chris DeSantis in 8th place at the moment.
Stoppel and Kotze in 13th and 14th and 13th position.
Yeah.
They're really running close to one another there.
They are.
Trying to quickly see. Yeah. I think Stoppel managed quite a good lap there, so he's caught up a bit.
Yeah, we were watching them just now, about a lap ago, and they had closed up already. So this is getting closer and closer. And Yassine Manuel is just 2 seconds up the road. So this could become a three-way fight in the next couple of minutes.
Talking about a three-way fight, I think there's a three-way fight between Dos Santos, Oosthuizen, and Wilson.
Yeah, Chris is seriously struggling in the Lexus now. So I don't know if he's, as you say...
Kasim throws it around the inside there. There's a bit of a touch.
There's a little bit of contact going on back there. The Ferrari goes, and Mark almost hits it. I think that was...
Well done on Kasim for waiting.
Yeah.
He spotted that it was his error, and
the thing is, ideally, they need to actually just drive a little bit further and get out of the racing line before just waiting. You know, they were both kind of sitting on the racing line, static, and the Ferrari almost drove into the back of them.
I think Kasim was off enough, but Oosthuizen, he kind of turned the car around, and it's then difficult to cross if you're not aware.
The thing was, maybe add that as a pointer in future drivers' briefings. You know, it's all very good and well, and it's excellent sportsmanship for drivers to be waiting, but don't wait there and then where the contact happened if it's on the racing line. You know, pull a couple of meters ahead and get off the racing line and you know, out of everyone else's way while you wait for the driver to recover. Oh! Wow, Kasim almost went into the back of Oosthuizen again. These guys are having a good ding-dong battle here. So, with 13 and a half minutes left, I think Stefan Herbst has got this all sewn up in the Bentley. Henry Roux in second place in the Lexus, and Mark Henneberry in third place in the Lambo. There's still some positions to be had here. This is one of the closer ones. Schroeder, Proyss and Wilson and Dos Santos, they're all pretty close in their own fight. Kasim in 10th place is 2/10. So Andries Oosthuizen here definitely watching in the mirror. Kasim goes up the inside in the Lexus, and Oosthuizen's just driven off the track in panic. So Kasim takes that position. I think Oosthuizen was watching his mirrors and just missed his braking point completely. He didn't even get round Brooklands. He basically went round the rumble strips and off the track. So Kasim goes up into 9th. Everyone's either on or starting their 30th lap now.
Yeah, with 12 minutes to go, Janneman is doing laps about 2/10 quicker than Schroeder in front of him. I'm not sure if that's enough. There's not enough laps for him to completely catch up.
Well, Schroeder's just got to get one big tank slapper on, and he'll be in a pile of trouble. All three of these guys are 2.3 seconds apart between Schroeder, Proyss and Wilson. So
Wilson was on the back of Proyss when Proyss exited the pits.
Yes.
And he ended up cracking a bit, trying to lay down the pressure and losing time there. So much so that I think Chris Dos Santos is on close to his back. Oh no, my timing system was lying to me. Chris Dos Santos is 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's a long ways down the track. He's managed to get a breather from Kasim and Oosthuizen coming together just now. So Chris all on his own in 8th place, 26 seconds down the road.
I'm sure he's extremely relieved because of that.
Definitely. Definitely. He'll take a top 8, I know. I think he was aiming for top 5, but with having not changed tyres, it's obviously proven a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So, 10, just under 11 minutes to go, and Mark Henneberry in 3rd place. He's only 3.5 seconds off the back of Henry Roux. So, this is not done for 2nd place either. Should Henry have a bit of a moment somewhere, Mark is going to be all over the back of him.
His last lap is also half a second quicker than Roux.
Almost a second, yeah, it's 3/4. Roux doing a 2:0.5 and Mark a 1:59.7. So Mark is pushing all the way here and trying to climb up the order right in the dying moments of this race. There's only 10 minutes left. So what are we talking? At least 5 laps? Yes.
5, maybe 6 laps.
Correct.
So
let's see what happens.
That can be enough to close down the 3-second gap. As long as he can do that consistently. Because Roux might have a tank slapper, but so can Henneberry.
That's true. So on my timing screen, so I've got Jeff Carr in the pits and obviously a disconnect, as is Francois Erasmus. But everyone's on 31 laps except for Antonucci, who's idling around on 23 laps. So did he start late or did he have some technical issues? Antonucci's only registering 23 laps. He's 7 laps back. I mean, I know Warren Linder had a pile of pit stops and he's still on lap 30. So I don't know what happened with Antonucci here.
Antonucci seems to have also disconnected.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I'm looking at the tower and I'm not seeing his name there.
That's true. I can't see him. Okay. 2.2 seconds. Mark Henneberry looking at the back of Henry Roux. He's trying hard. Anthony Wilson is now within a second of Janneman. So Anthony Wilson, logistical nightmare, closing up on the back of Janneman Price for 6th place.
Janneman had a bit of a moment. His last lap was a second slower than Wilson.
Yes. He must have had a little issue somewhere, run wide or got onto some grass or sand. That's what I'm saying. Just a really big tank slap or a big slide through the wrong corner and you can easily lose 3, 4, 5 seconds. Mark Henneberry now 1.8 off the back of Henry Roux. I'm going to stick here with Mark Henneberry and we'll just monitor the timing screen for Janneman and Wilson.
Henneberry did he did a 59.5, whereas Henry Roux did a 2 minutes and 6.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not got. Let me quickly check. I think Roux is actually double stinting his tires. He's on dry 1, and Henneberry is on dry 1. So they're both double stinting their tires.
Well, Mark's Lambo is definitely dealing with it better. Henry runs very wide as they go through cops. The gap now down to 1.4 seconds. That last lap we had Henry Roux doing a 2.0 flat and Mark doing a 1:59.4, almost a second quicker in total. I think Henry's watching his mirrors now. He's going to start getting that little feeling in the pit of his stomach. I know that feeling. I've felt it with Nick Hodgson before.
And that's the worst. It's just getting in your own head.
Yeah, it is. I must say, when we end up in some of the races, we end up together. I purposely try and find you on the track so that I can, so I can close up onto the back of you and just push you a little bit, because I know eventually you're going to make a mistake.
I did my best to do that to you the other night.
You did. It was a good race. Love the wailing of this Lambo. It's got an awesome sound. Oh, he runs deep there. What's the gap through sector 3? 1.9 seconds static through that lap. Oh, Janneman Price. Oh, Schroeder had a problem, and Janneman's 8/10. He's right there.
So top 5 is still within his grasp if he
Yes.
can just get there.
Go, Janneman, go. Drive it like you stole it, buddy. There you see the 3 of them. This is 5th, 6th and 7th coming towards us. And just ahead of this is Ronald Childs all on his own. And then ahead of him, Mark Henneberry chasing Henry Roux with 5.5 minutes to go. This race is not over, ladies and gents.
I think Henneberry had a bit of a moment because the gap has grown to 2.1 seconds now.
It has. Okay. Maybe he's just having a little bit of a breather, and then he's going to push hard again. Let's see. Right. Can Janneman push? Liam Schroeder is watching in his mirrors. That gap 0.8 of a second at the moment as they come into Maggots and Beckett's.
Always tough, so close to the end of the race when the racing gets this close.
Yep. 0.8 of a second, still stays static.
Janneman is just not quite in the slipstream there. He does hook up the apex of Stowe beautifully.
He does. And he's got good braking through here. So this gets him within half a second of Schroeder. If he can just keep this momentum with the big Aston. Another set of close compact corners through Village and the Loop. Oh yes, he got that apex well. Nails Abbey, comes through Farm. Now hard on the brakes into Village. And the gap is now very close.
Oh, almost thought he had it, but I think he was compromising his exit there a bit.
And Wilson's also within a second on the back of Janneman. So it's definitely all going on in the dying moments of this race.
Quickly trying to see on the track map. I think there might be 3. Yeah, okay, there will be 2 more laps left.
Over the start finish line, there we go. Schroeder 2:00.4, Janneman a 2:00.3. So he's now in the dirty air and he's struggling to hang on to the back of the McLaren.
Don't throw away Wilson, he was at 2:000.
Yep, Wilson's just here in the mirrors, as you can see. Oh, Janneman comes through Maggots and Beckett's well. Very well. If he can get a good drive out of here, he's going to come up Chapel and hang her straight. He's a lot closer this time. Not there for the pass, but he's certainly putting pressure.
Definitely going to be laying down some pressure going into Vale, I think.
2 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
Oh, just gets a bit of a bad exit there out of Vale.
Yeah. Oh, Schroeder ran deep there. He would have had to have lifted to not get a penalty, I'm sure. Oh, that was a good apex again. Janneman pushing hard now.
Just missing the apex there in Village.
And look, they're coming up to a bunch of traffic, which they might... Well, no. It's only one more lap, I think.
It's only one more lap.
Look in the mirror. Wilson is right here. This is 5th, 6th and 7th. And there are 3 cars ahead of them which they can easily catch. So traffic might come into play on this lap, Sus.
Ooh, yeah. Krokkamp is doing 2.4s. Oh, Schroeder does not have a good grip there on Crow.
No, he doesn't.
But it's putting Janneman back into the
in
dirty
the pits.
air.
Mark Henneberry's gone into the pits from third.
Oh no.
He's run out of fuel. He's on his way, but he had to pit. Oh, that's bad news. He undercalculated his fuel. Let's go back to Janneman. Oh, look at this. Wilson all over the back. They're all over the back of each other. Mark Henneberry's down to 7th, so Janneman goes up to 5th. Leon Schroeder up to 4th.
He's got his top 5. If he can just keep his head down and his nose clean, he's got his top 5.
Oh,
but I'm sure he is smelling blood.
They've caught all the traffic. We're going to go to the far chase cam of Wilson's car.
Ooh.
Look. What do you mean, shush?
No. I'm trying to say Schroeder is almost getting past Childs there.
Yeah, but he isn't. That's the thing. So now he's stuck behind him, irrespective that they're getting blue flags. And this is allowing Prost and Wilson, and yeah, they all come. Oh, into the braking zone. Oh, hard braking.
Oh.
Wilson had to brake very hard not to punt the back of Janneman. Janneman's made a clean line through there. Schroeder's got dramas with the traffic ahead of him that's now holding him up.
I was also actually wrong on just 2 laps left. Stefan Herbst managed to run quickly enough to get 1 extra lap, and now the big question is, who had their fuel calculations correct to account for that extra lap?
Yeah. Oh, they're all here behind. And there's a little bit of a tap there.
Oh, Janneman almost losing it there.
Losing it. So Schroeder in the McLaren had a bit of a tap on the back of the Aston.
And Wilson he's taking a peek there.
So there's 1 more lap now. That's not the end of the race. So we've still got a whole lot of drama going on here, people. Schroeder is screaming at the Aston ahead of him. I think it's the red Aston. Is that Wilson? No, not Wilson. Not Brunt.
That's Childs.
It's Ronald Childs. It is. This is for 3rd place. Oh my word! This is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place. And here Wilson coming up the inside. Hard on the brakes. He's centered. Oh, he's gone right past Janneman.
Janneman had to do a bit of negotiation there to miss driving into the back of Brent Lindsay-Ray.
Oh, he's sending it back down the inside. Hard braking.
Can he get the exit
also
here?
In trouble.
We missed the finish. So Stefan Herbst takes 1st position with Henry Roux. I'm sure taking 2nd.
We're not going to leave this.
This is the race to watch.
Wow. Okay, they've opened up a bit of a gap now, but Wilson took advantage there with Brent Lindsay-Ray down the hangar straight. So pretty much a handful of corners, and if Schroeder can just... He's trying to do his best, but I'll tell you what, Wilson's trying just as hard in his Aston as is Janneman.
Janneman seems to be pushing just too hard. He's missing apexes now.
And Ronald Childs, he's going to be the biggest gain out of all of this. Ronald Childs moves up into 3rd place due to Mark Henneberry's miscalculation on his fuel load.
Oh.
And here they come. This is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. You could throw a blanket over all of them. Wow, what a race.
What a race.
Sure. That was good stuff. Jeepers. Okay. Sus, go and see if you can find our race winner there for us, buddy.
I'm quickly going.
I'm going to change the cameras and go to our...
Stefan is ready. I'll pull him in.
Cool.
Hello, Stefan. Think you're still muted there.
Oh, he left.
Hello, Stefan.
You there? Can you hear us?
He's switching. I'll quickly go to the off-air channel.
Okay, we're all here.
I haven't had confirmation from him yet. Think he might be having some technical difficulties his side.
We've got Henry Rue here as well. Henry, are you there?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Long, hard race that was, chasing the Bentley.
Yeah, no, it was, I think he was, I was never going to catch Stefan, but I had some good battles with Jeff in the beginning. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
I lost him somewhere, and Mark was catching at the end. I think he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, Mark Hennebury had to do a pit stop second last lap. I think he undercalculated his fuel load completely.
Yeah, no, I was looking at him time.
And did you run one set of tires all the way?
No, I changed.
Did you?
I had a spin, and I didn't flat spot it, but I reckon I had enough time to change tires.
All right, good. Sess, do we have contact with Stefan?
I don't know if he can hear us. He can maybe speak up.
Stefan, you there, sir?
Maybe it's Mike's.
It doesn't look like it. He's just having a... There he's muted, now he's unmuted. Stefan, talk? No, we can't. He's trying hard. We can see the icons going on and off, but we can't hear him at all yet. We've got 2-3 minutes to go. How did you find the Lexus all the way through? Did it have any positives at all? Was it quicker at certain stages, Henry?
I think it was quite stable. We had a good setup. I didn't have any trouble. I could manage the gap to Mark behind.
Yeah.
And the tires were well. I just spun out. I was all on my own, and I spun out. Luckily, no. I hope it wasn't on stream. I was actually thinking to myself, I think Alan's looking at me now.
I don't know if I caught that or not. We'll have to have a look. I did catch 1 or 2 spins, but I'm not sure if we caught yours.
There was so much happening. I'm not sure at all. There was a lot of action up and down the field.
Yeah, it was a great race. A very clean race, actually. Stefan, are you there? We heard that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Ah, good, man. Good.
How are you, man?
Find yourself.
Awesome. How was that? Was that a little afternoon drive in the countryside, or were you in? Were you struggling?
No, I tell you, I struggled with tire pressure.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was too low. And then some of the high-speed corners, I had to back off a bit. And then after a pit stop, I did not change tires, but suddenly the tire pressure went up. So then it was a bit too high. So same story again. But yeah, I just tried to keep a good pace and stay ahead of the guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, you were 40-something seconds up the road, so it seemed, you had a lot of time that you could experiment with, if you needed to cool them down or something like that.
No, for sure. But the back markers were sort of on my pace, so it was a struggle to get past the guys. But luckily, they gave way quite nicely, so it worked well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it was an awesome race, you guys, and great to watch. Commentator on Sass, anything from your side, buddy?
I'm quickly gonna punt SimRace South Africa again. If you want to join in the amazing action that is this, go to simracesa.co.za. There's a sign up form there. Sign up, come join us. We're a nice, fun community where we're just trying to enjoy it. There's a minimum donation of 150 rand. To I think it's the Grace Factory.
The Grace Factory, that's correct.
We've already quickly looking at the stats, we've already raised more than 32,000 rand. So if this is your jam and you feel that it's a good cause, please feel free to come and join us.
100% good one there, Sass. Right, so from me, I'm going to say thanks to everybody on the YouTube channel for joining us. It was great to have you here. And Sass, thanks for coming in and joining me, sir.
Thanks for having me for this last bit of the race. And thanks you, everybody, for coming tonight.
Good. We'll see you at the next one. Next week is Legends Series.
Yes.
Cheers all. Bye.
All right, cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.